It's days like today that make me realize, I not really realize, but just kind of reaffirm to myself just how lonely I am. I felt really sick today, so I didn't go into work. So I just spent the whole day here. Um, I have no one to talk to, no one to do anything with. I'm just at home with all my cats and my dog Duchess. Now, I'm not like upset about it. I don't really care. It's just it just really puts it in perspective, you know? It really puts it in perspective on the situation I'm in. And I talk a lot. I talk a lot about control and how you can control the way you react. And right now, I'm being forced to react. I'm being forced to react to my situation, either positively or negatively. I can either go, you know what? My life sucks. I'm so alone. I'm such a loser. I don't have friends. I don't do anything. I don't go out to parties. I don't go out to anywhere. I'm in my house doing nothing, right? Or or I can look at this time that I have and try and utilize it the best I can. Like like editing videos or whatever else. I cooked for myself earlier, and by that I mean I put shit in my air fryer. you know, just there's always there's always gonna be moments where you just have to live with yourself. You always have to just figure out a way to live with yourself. I don't mean like living with your actions, living with your past mistakes. I mean, in the moment, my brain and my body have to figure out a way to live together. And that can be very difficult, especially in the way I just kind of explained it, because that kind of sucked. I mean, in a way of like, whenever you're just alone and you're sitting on your phone, right? You're just going through TikToks. That's your body, right? And then your mind is the one doing all the thinking, either thinking about whatever you're watching or going into more subconscious thoughts about, yeah, you know what, fuck it, yeah, trying to think about things in the past and trying to just dwell on things that don't really matter. You have to you have to learn to just exist and be okay with that, you know? It took me a while to figure out how to live with myself, to figure out how to just exist. And it's very crucial for me, at least, because I spend a lot of my time alone. I don't really, if I'm not at work, I'm alone, right? I'm at home, I'm with my cats. And it's in moments like that where you have to just be okay with it. You have to not only be okay with it, but be like, I want to say enthusiastic about it, but you gotta be like more positive about it. Especially if you're alone, if you're by yourself most of the time, you have to learn to just live with your thoughts and coexist as brain and body, you know? Because there's always, I want to say brain and body. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. There's always two parts of you. There's always the one that speaks and the one that thinks. And the one that speaks is always gonna take precedent. But the one that thinks is just lurking, and it's trying to it's either trying to get at you, being like, oh man, like I haven't done anything today. I'm so unproductive. I'm such a loser. I don't like I don't have any connections. I don't have anything to look forward to, you know. The one that thinks is gonna push those thoughts out. But the one that speaks has to go, no, I'm okay. I'm literally just a normal person. There's no reason to like harp on myself for normal things, even though in my eyes they can be seen as something that losers do. When in reality they're just normal. It's just normal. I'm just existing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I say this because I again, I've struggled a lot. I struggled a lot trying to learn to just live with myself. Being alone with my thoughts, especially when I was growing up, it fucking sucked. Because all it was just an echo chamber of the same ideas over and over and over again. And I had no one to intervene and no one to like shut down those thoughts. And now I've learned the hard way that you need to be the one to shut down those thoughts yourself. No matter how fucking awful it is. You have to be the one to go, no, I'm literally just a normal person doing normal ass shit, you know? There's no there's nothing bad, there's nothing wrong about just existing, about doing whatever I'm doing. There's nothing, I'm just normal. I'm a normal person, right? I've I've gotten better at it. I've gotten better at just learning to exist. But on days like these on days like this where there's just silence, it can get really tedious. It can get really tedious to shut out those thoughts or try to drown out those thoughts when there's literally nothing going on. But that is, I feel like that in these moments is when it's way more important to succeed. It's kind of like a test, you know. If you can if you can get through the easy parts, right? Whatever, but can you get through this? Can you get through a day where you're just alone all day and and no one's coming to help you, right? No one's inviting you out. No one's home. I'm home alone right now. I'm like, there's no one to talk to. Like, can you get through these days efficiently and still get all the work that you need to get done and still be like not as negative on yourself as possible, you know? I think I've done a pretty good job today. But my moral really is that learning to live with yourself is really hard, but it is the most important thing to learn in your entire life. Because no matter what, you're always going to be with yourself. You're always going to have some some voice in your head, your subconscious. You're always going to have that. And the sooner that you learn to just coexist with that subconscious and do it efficiently, that that is the most important thing you'll ever learn. Thank you.